Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another First Impressions video. In today's First Impressions video, we are taking a look at this Tokarev TX3 shotgun. And before we get this video started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to this video's sponsor, which is HRT Tactical. They are doing a massive Black Friday sale right now as this video is going live. It is going to be 20% off their entire website. They have awesome plate carriers. They have awesome placards. I have been repping HRT now for a long time, and they did decide to sponsor my channel here, which I couldn't be more grateful for. They also offer lights. They actually have the new AWLS Lite, L-I-T-E, model that just dropped here, getting ready to go for Black Friday, and it is pretty freaking cool. If you guys haven't seen their AWLS already, it's insane. A ton of lumens. This one in particular has higher lumens, less candela to be a little bit better for up close spaces, CQB and things like that. But 20% off that light and the other things cause it to be a pretty stellar deal. So be sure to click that link down in the comment section, check it out, and thank them for supporting this video. Do you guys ever have a day where everything just goes wrong? That's this day. And you know what? I gotta still be making content. So if you guys can't already tell from the setup, we are not in our standard filming location. That's right. The Firearm Freedom compound has moved. And let me tell you guys, if you saw what was going on, literally just right behind me over there right now, you would be in shock. It looks as if a nuclear bomb has gone off in the new filming location that I am at. It is going to be a better space and definitely a lot more to be able to do and accomplish in the space. But right now, we moved about 3 days ago and there is stuff everywhere. So I'm trying my best to get this tabletop review out to you guys and keep pushing out content. The other thing you may notice is that in this location, you can hear the rain above me. We have a rainy night here in Pennsylvania. I am doing my absolute best to have the microphone in an area that's going to pick up primarily just my voice. Finally, we're taking a look at a freaking Turkish shotgun here on the channel. You guys knew it would happen eventually, right? Everyone has to buy a Turkish shotgun at some point or another. Have my opinions changed on Turkish shotguns? Well, those of you that know me know that I've always been a little bit against the Turkish shotgun craze. Not a huge fan of them because of all of the gaudy features that are typically on the Turkish shotguns that are imported in today's day and age. We went through a shotgun shortage there during all of the crazy years that we just passed. And in that shotgun shortage of United States produced shotguns, you had Turkey kind of come out of the woodwork and start to produce a wide range of wild shotguns at a pretty low price point, and they were pretty insane. Now, none of those interested me. And then I saw this shotgun, the TX3.
That's kind of cool.
As you guys can tell, it is a retro style shotgun, and I immediately perked up. This one is coming with Turkish walnut, which was something that I was interested in because Turkish walnut stocks and forend sets are actually really, really nice most of the time. And I also like that on the TX3, there's not any gaudy features. It is just simply a hard use pump action shotgun. Now, as always, full disclosure, Tokarev did send me this shotgun to check out for a little bit of a time, and then I can either keep it or send it back, but they did not tell me to do any sort of a positive review. They just simply wanted to see what my thoughts were on the shotgun. So they did install a Picatinny rail on the top. This is something that really I could do without. I think in the future, if Tokarev wanted to save even more money and have just kind of a traditional retro shotgun, you could leave just the front bead on it or a front bead sight. It's going to be a little bit quicker, and also, in my opinion, it's going to look a little bit more streamlined. But I have to admit that these ghost ring sights are actually really nice. I have no complaints about them. There was no walk-in adjustment or anything like that, and you have a green fiber optic front sight in the front of the gun, and that also did a great job. The fiber optic did not come out or anything like that. It stayed in place, no problem. Now, this shotgun does feature a heat shield. This heat shield I am not the biggest fan of. I think if they were to take it down the sides a little bit and actually touch the forend with the heat shield or get very close to it, it would look a little bit better. The fact that it stops halfway through the barrel, I think it leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's actually not terrible, and it stayed on no problem. The reason why I'm not griping too hard about the heat shield is because it's completely optional. If you take out the barrel, you'll notice that the front sight is just notched there, and you can actually just remove the heat shield completely, and you'll notice that a good bit of the shooting that I was doing at the range, I did not have the heat shield on the gun. And in my opinion, without the heat shield, it did look just a little bit better. And as far as a practical purpose, the heat shield did, of course, do its job properly of protecting my hand from heat. We were running this shotgun pretty quick, and again, no issues with heat if you do choose to keep the heat shield on there. Now, as far as stock compatibility, this is where I like a lot of the Turkish shotguns because they typically stick to what is already on the market, and this one is very interesting. So the stock set choice that they went with was a Mossberg 500 or 590 stock set. That is a very wise choice. On the flip side of that, as far as the bolt, internal controls, safety, style, and a few other things, it is very Remington 870-like, which I think is interesting because if you were to compare a Remington 870 action versus a Mossberg 500 action, I would actually tend to gravitate towards the Remington 870 just with how smooth they are and just my preference. I like the 870 action and the bolt design a little bit better than a Mossberg. So in this case, it seems that Tokarev kind of took both of these companies' options, and at the time, with Remington being bankrupt, it made sense that they did not go with Remington 870 furniture because it was getting a little bit hard to find there for a minute. I did wrap the pistol grip with some goon tape because you know I have to do it, but also there was no checkering on the stock. Not a huge deal. It was actually still very well done and the fit and finish looked really good, but I wanted to add a little bit more traction, so that's exactly why I wanted to throw that on the grip. And then also you do have the ability of buying a +2 extension on Tokarev's website or SDS's website, and that allows you to get the magazine tube flush with the barrel. As it sits, I believe this holds 6 rounds in the mag tube. I took this thing apart, and before the range day, it looked very, very clean on the inside. No machine marks, no burrs, no parts that looked really shady or anything that looked like it was about to break. From the inside out, this thing looked like a very good, very bomb-proof shotgun, which I was very pleasantly surprised with. But I brought it to the range and had 0 reliability problems. This thing worked 100%. As far as just shooting the gun and how I felt, it is a lighter weight pump shotgun. So recoil is going to be pretty stout in this guy. I was not the only one that shot it. A few of my other buddies shot it as well, and everyone kind of agreed that the recoil for what it is was a little bit more stout. But that's not a gripe towards the gun at all. It's just something you got to know you're getting into with a lighter shotgun. Physics. It is what it is. If it's a little lighter, it's going to be easier to pack around with you, but it is going to recoil a little bit more stout, so just keep that in mind. I did think it was interesting that because of the stout recoil, I thought I would start to see some parts walking here or there. Everything stayed super tight, no complaints, no issues. Now, you do have sling mounting points on the rear of the stock and the front of the magazine tube where it's standard. Generally, you're going to see that on every shotgun, so that's nice. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about with this thing is the price point. This is coming in at like MSRP's like $299. So that was the final nail in the coffin where I saw $299. I'm like, you know what? I got to get my hands on this thing to check it out. My final thoughts are that it's pretty freaking good. I don't know that I would hesitate to purchase this thing at all. If you are going to get any Turkish shotgun, I would say this or the Turknelli options, any of the Benelli Turkish options from Tokarev or wherever else are also a great choice. And I think those and any other clone of a shotgun that we have here in the States is probably a really, really good bet for a very, very affordable price. That is going to wrap up this video on the Tokarev TX3. If you have any other questions about this shotgun or anything else on the channel, please throw them down below in the comment section. And as always, I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description for the ways to support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.